reminiscent of your Capella album.
That's right.
Buzzcity's here today with Jack Semple. We're at the RSM. Jack's rehearsing for his upcoming show tonight. And we're just sort of chatting. Jack, it was on your website. Your site references the blues that you played with, Bob Evans and Roberta Nichols and Georgina and Rob Bryant.
Yeah, that's right.
Way back in the day. And it seems to me that your style in those days, your delivery, everything was a lot different after your gig with the Lincolns. When you came back from that, you were all of a sudden a blues guy,
Yeah.
What happened?
What happened? What happened?
Indeed.
Well, before that, I was playing acoustic guitar, influenced by you and by Bob Evans and Greg Healy and George Harvey and Dave Mahood and all those guys, the folk guild. And but then I sort of started getting into electric as I got older, which is usually the reverse of what kids who are learning do. But when I always loved the blues, but I liked the acoustic blues, when I was younger. Then I just started playing electric guitar because there was more gigs. Yeah. I could actually earn more money playing electric guitar, so I kind of focused on that. And when I was living in Toronto, it's pretty much all I played is electric guitar. And but lately I've returned to acoustic guitar again, in the last 5 years.
There's something about it, isn't there?
Oh yeah, it's the real thing.
Yeah, you just can't get that sound otherwise.
Yeah, it rings. It's beautiful to. In a stairwell or something, just it's a beautiful sound. Electric guitar, you need an amp and you need reverb and you need pedals and all that stuff.
Some more than others.
Yeah.
Now, years ago, we were talking years ago, and I've written a piece lately. It's just up on the site now about it segues from the Novia Cafe to the Arcade Music Store because we all ate there on Saturdays, and it was sort of an exchange of info in the day. And George Harvey comes to mind, and both you and Bob and myself and everybody else references him from time to time, or at least their flamenco kind of classical underpinnings.
Yeah.
How has that influenced your
music? Heavily. We all took lessons from George Harvey, who was a great teacher back in the late 60s, early 70s, and in Regina. And I was really interested in classical, as we all were, and flamenco and stuff. And George just was a wealth of knowledge about classical and flamenco music, and he taught me that, and the right hand flamenco. All these techniques and stuff, which are really cool, which I ended up using in funk and R&B and jazz and stuff. So I really learned the basics of playing guitar from him.
There's a percussive quality to flamenco that you won't find in classical and other forms of music. For fingerstyle players.
Absolutely.
But I think, does exist later on.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. And you can adapt that same style to funk music too. I just got to put it in a regular tuning here. It's the same style as flamenco, but
it's got a resguero going.
Yeah. But it's whatever rhythms you decide to play. So it's a great fundamental skill to have.
Well, and Jose Feliciano, you reference him on your site, and he's an old flamenco guy, and yet he took it into a whole new realm.
Yeah.
Cool. I hear less of it in Bob Evans' stuff than I do in yours, or in mine, but no, he is mine, so that's good. And you say on your site you've stolen from everybody, and I think who exists can't admit to that.
That's how you learn.
That's how you shape. Yeah. But you've grown from that, and now you're more than just a performer. You're writing now. You're doing stuff for electronic media as well.
Yeah.
Doing some jingles and other things. Is there more of that in the future, do you think?
I hope so. I like doing that. I just did a film for robots in the military, and so the music was very mechanized sounding and very kind of futuristic. And if you've got a laptop these days and a little bit of software, you've got a recording studio. And I love all kinds of different music. I love performing and playing my guitar, but I also love just creating stuff I don't know how to create. The learning curve is really stimulating.
What's your medium for that? Do you work with the guitar first, or do you work with other equipment?
Well, it depends on what it is. I mean, usually I can get the initial feel of whatever I'm writing. If it's for a film or something, I'll get it on guitar. But guitar may not be appropriate stylistically. You know, it might be a hip hop beat or something. But you know, I mean, I've got sequencers and I've got all the same tools that all the modern electronic producers have, you know. So sometimes you don't even need to have a guitar in your hand. I mean, literally you drag and drop grooves and things together. But it's always good to have. It's always more fun to put a guitar track on the top of all that stuff once you're done, you know.
Yeah.
Just to give it
just the feel of the instrument.
Yeah.
Well, some human element.
Yeah, it has some human element then. Yeah.
For sure.
How did you get into that market?
Lucy, well, actually, Rob Bryanton helped me get into it. The very first thing I ever scored was a project that he was too busy to score, and he helped me a lot, you know, getting into that.
And for people who won't be familiar with Rob, you guys go back a long way, don't you? He came up with you and Bob and Virginia, all those other people, and he's been doing this sort of thing for a long time.
Yeah, he has Talking Dog Studios, which is a post-production audio studio, and he also does writing still, you know, himself.
Mm-hmm. So have you been working with him, or
not lately? Not in the last few years. We have done lots of projects together, but not recently.
Cool. And you've got a number of performances in BC coming up this month.
Yeah. I'm going to the Okanagan Valley, play a bunch of gigs.
Out to the coast at all, or just
not this one. I'm just doing Penticton, Kelowna, and Armstrong.
And then you're back here on what, 25th?
I don't know, something like that.
It's the end of the month anyway.
Yeah, the end of for the Blues Festival. Yeah.
Blues Festival.
Is that the 29th? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's around the 26th.
Check our site, folks.
Check our site. Yeah, jacksemple.com. My gigs are on there too. But,
well, Savoy Brown is playing here.
Right on this stage, I think. Right?
Savoy Brown.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah, I'm opening for Savoy Brown.
Are you really?